Okay, here we go with the input and output. So in C++, it treats the input-output as a stream of character. Streams mean a sequence of character, a printable or non-printable. So the function that allows standard input-output is IOStream. So we use the IOStream.h. We use it by type like this one. Include and then IOStream. This one using namespace std mean we are using the standard namespace naming. Include means directive copies that file into the program, like we are importing the library, the IOStream library into our program. And then the namespace is a collection of names and their definition. This allows us to differentiate the namespace to use the same names without confusion. Why it is needed? Because when we are using the standard namespace, for example, that means we already have the standard naming. For example, like main is a reserved word, and then integer is also a reserved word. Then we have to create another naming. So when you are using the standard definition, the standard namespace, then we can avoid this name. But if we want to create something new, for example, like I don't want to use main, I want to create something else, then we just can ignore the namespace because we want to create the unique name. I mean, like the name that already reserved can be used if we ignore this namespace standard. And then the keyboard and screen input-output or I/O. So after we are using the I/O stream, actually what happened next is input is from your keyboard, like when you are typing, and then it will be input, and then it is accessed by the cin or cinput command, and then it will be executed by the program, and it will be output to push the result from your program into the screen. Then you have to use the cout command. Cout. Now about the insertion operator of if we want to insert something. So we use this operator. This is called put to. So it is used when you are using cout. So this means that we are put something into the cout or into the screen. For example, this one, the expression and the cout, this means the answer is, so we print it into the screen. The answer is, and then we print it, this one, 3 multiplied by 4 to cout. So it will result in the screen. For example, like the answer is 12. This is the result in the screen or in your console screen. You can also write not sequentially, this one is sequentially, right? So the first text and the second text, you can also write the cout by this one. For example, cout, so it's like put this in the screen, and then also put this in the screen too. We can use this together in a line, in a single line. Cout, the answer is, and then this one. This is also possible. So the result in your screen will be the answer is 12 in a line, in a single line. This is another example. Cout, enter the numbers, and then we have to save it in our program. So we use the cin letter. This is another example. Select the answer is 12. It's because it is in a single line. But if you do cout A is, for example, and then cout 3, then the result will be A is 3. Next, the escape sequence. The escape sequence means the escape character, which is identify that right after the slash, the backslash like this one, is a code, is a command, not a part of the text. Not a part of the text. /n means enter or give a break or give a paragraph, get a new paragraph. So for example, like this one, I love /n programming. This one, okay, cout this tag. Then the result will be I love, and then even though this is in a single line, the result will be /n, which means this is get a new paragraph. So I love programming, like this one. /n is new line, and then if you want to add tab, just use /tab and etc. So next, this is the new line. You can use the /n as well as the end line. This one cout end line, which means this is just end of the line. So you need to get you will have the next paragraph or the new paragraph. For example, cout I love, then endl or end line, which means I love, and then just end this line, and then maybe we add programming here, programming. So the result will be I love programming. Next is the extraction operator of when the extraction operator we are using the cin. That means we are going to store the data from input stream from the device like the keyboard into our program. So we use this one. So the arrow, if you notice, this one is like cin and input to something here. But when it is cout, then the arrow is in this direction. So cout output this out into the screen and take this into the program. Like what is the result from the keyboard, we save it to here. So cin is used to input, to store the input stream for from the keyboard. The example, for example, like cin x. So after we get the value that we type, that user type from the keyboard, we store it into variable x, and this one is we store it into y. We can also do the same like the cout version. So we can write it in a single line. So this means the first input, like for example, I type I love, and then I do enter programming. So the I love will be stored in x, and then the programming will be stored in y. Typically it is separated by the enter. Like this one, it also can be separated by space. For example, like I input 3 space 4, and then this one, the 3 is stored into the number 1, and then the 4 stored into number 2. Okay, as for the numeric input, beware if it is double and it will be converted automatically into integer, or it will convert integer into double. Nah, remember to prompt from the input. Prompt is like creating a command, like this is, or just input the name, and input B. Why? Because it will be helpful since we store a lot of values. And then this is the data type, the string data type. Next is the string data type. String data type is a sequence of character that enclosed in double quotes. So like this one, it consists of several characters. This is also a string. This is also a string. If you want to create a null string, which is a string that is empty, then we can create just the double quote like this one.